So the global war on the Jews, that's what the Wall Street Journal editorial page called it. I think they were absolutely right. Problem is not something called Islamophobia. Why doesn't President Biden get this? Anyway, let's ask Professor Alan Dershowitz, Professor Emeritus, Harvard Law School. The great Alan Dershowitz, actually, author of Get Trump. He's as objective as they get. The threat to civil liberties, due process, and our constitutional rule of law. Professor Dershowitz, welcome back. So they're setting up an interagency group, National Security Council, the Domestic Policy Council. I know all about this stuff when I ran the National Economic Council. It's about Islamophobia, comprehensive, this and that, protect Muslims. Okay, fine. Where's the interagency group to protect Jewish people who are in greater danger today?
President Biden wants to create kind of a moral sense of equality. So he always talks about anti-Semitism and in the same breath talks about anti-Islam and anti-Arab attitudes on college campuses, except it's a myth. There is no anti-Arab or anti-Muslim attitudes on college campuses. I know of not a single instance where a supporter of Hamas has been assaulted or has been threatened or a teacher has graded him down. It's all directed against Jews. There is pro-Islamic, pro-Hamas, pro-Arab attitudes on university campuses. You know, the Wall Street Journal borrowed my title. I have another book coming out in about a month called War Against the Jews. It was originally War Against Israel, but it's clear that this has become an international war against the Jews, and it's being waged by woke, progressive, young people, the modern-day version of Hitler's youth. Remember, Hitler came to power as a result of students starting at Munich. Stalin came to power. The Ayatollahs came to power as a result of students. So we shouldn't do what some people have said. Oh, they're only students. They're young, they're naive. No, students have caused some of the greatest bloodbaths in the world. And today, the Hitler Youth on Harvard's campus and on Penn campus and campuses all over the world are turning on Jews. And we have to focus on that problem, not a non-existent problem of Islamophobia, which is just a made-up term.
You know, Alan, I just thought, I read this working group, interagency working group, and I think it's an insult to Jews. As you say, with great clarity, per usual, it is Jews who are under attack. I mean, this crazy kid from Cornell, they did throw him in jail finally. He actually just came out and said he wanted to kill Jews. Kill Jews, K-I-L-L. That is insane. I mean, we need, at the very least, we need an interagency group to investigate these death threats to these Jewish kids. And it's an insult what Biden is doing here. And I don't mean to be partisan politics. I know you're not going to vote for Trump. That's not my intent. I'm just saying we are in a crisis, and I don't think Joe Biden understands it.
I agree with you, and I think it's not an insult to Jews. It's an insult to all Americans. What they're doing, Biden is accusing Americans of being anti-Islam and anti-Muslim and anti-Arab. There's just no evidence of that. There was some of that after 9/11, but I haven't seen one single instance of it. They point to the fact that some drunken landlord killed a 6-year-old person who happened to be a Muslim. One case, unrelated to the Middle East issue, probably, and they make that equivalent to what's going on college campuses. We're talking today about a pervasive anti-American, anti-Christian, anti-Semitic approach that devalues the fundamentals of the Judeo-Christian tradition, Western values, Western tradition. It goes beyond Israel. It goes to the entire woke takeover of universities today, which has destroyed some of the greatest universities in America, including my own.
Yes, sir. All right. Thank you very much, the great Professor Alan Dershowitz. We appreciate it. Hope the book comes out soon. We'll work the book for you. I love selling good books. Alan Dershowitz, thanks a million.